What are you praying for that you haven't seen happen yet? Keep watching. In my devotions this past week, I've been reading about the power of prayer, the power of persistent prayer, to be specific. Persistent prayer, where you pray for something over and over again and don't see any results. You don't seem to see any answers coming through. You don't seem to see any fruit developing. You don't seem to see anything changing in the circumstances that you're asking prayer for. How do you keep going? How do you keep pushing forward into God? One of the stories that I read about the power of persistent prayer was a story about George Muller. George Muller was the founder of China Inland Mission. For 51 years he lived in China. And for 51 years he prayed. And he kept a prayer journal of everything that he prayed for. In that prayer journal he wrote down what he prayed for, when he prayed for it, and when it was answered. Do you know that in George Muller's lifetime he saw 50,000 answers to prayer? 50,000 answers to prayer. That's amazing. I would love to be able to look back at the end of my life and see that many answers to prayers that I had prayed. However, of those 50,000 answers, only 5,000 of those were answered within a week of him praying for them. That's only 10% of his prayers he saw answered within a week. The rest he had to persist in. The rest he had to push forward in. The rest he had to keep praying for while believing that God was going to answer him at some stage. I want to encourage you today, if you're praying for someone in your family and you don't seem to see them being the slightest bit interested in God yet, if you're praying for your health and you don't seem to see anything progressing in it, if you're praying for circumstances or for your future and you don't seem to have any answers for them yet, keep praying, keep pushing through. God will answer you in His timing, and that will be the perfect time for an answer to come. Keep praying, keep persisting in prayer, and you will look back at the end of your life and see thousands of answers to prayer because you kept praying. Do you know that one of George Muller's prayers took 60 years before he saw an answer for it? That's persistent praying. Keep going. You never know who in your life will be affected because you persisted in your prayers for them. Don't quit. Keep praying to God and He will answer you in His perfect time. Thank you so much for watching again. Please continue to share, like and comment our sparks so that they can reach as far and wide as possible to the people who need to see them. Also, don't forget about our FM transition weekend happening from the 9th to the 11th of February. Today, Wednesday the 31st, is meant to be the closing date for the bookings. So please get your bookings in ASAP so that we can organise catering and leaders needed for the weekend. It would really help us out a lot. We would love to see you there to take some time out from your everyday routine and come aside with God to see what He can say to you. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week. Bye.